Hello everyone, we are here to do a presentation about E. coli. In year 1885, a German scientist named Theodor Escherichia found a bacteria named Escherichia coli, or the short name is E. coli, which been called into the public. So, the first E. coli found is in the intestine. After that, the research of E. coli continued until nowadays. And now we can see that E. coli is quite a famous bacteria because in the internet it become a hot issue when some people dies because of E. coli, and we can also see many journal, many articles about E. coli. E. coli also is become quite an issue in Malaysia when we need some batch. If we want to produce some vaccine, it is needed or not. Okay. So, based on our knowledge as a microbiology student, and which we come from microbe class, and also information we get from online, we like to present about E. coli around us. I am the first speaker. I will talk about E. coli in intestine, while my friend Era will talk about E. coli in the environment. Actually, E. coli is present around us, but we cannot see it because it's too tiny. We can only see it using microscope. So, as for the first main point, there is E. coli in the intestine. If the E. coli that has non-pathogenic strain, it will not harm our body and our intestine. First, because it do not produce any toxic, and it will also help in digestion. It will synthesize B1 vitamin, B2 vitamin, and vitamin K. Next, it also create a good environment so that digestion can occur, where it prevents pathogen to stay longer in our intestine. But if pathogenic strain such as E. coli strain 015H7, it will become food poisoning, because this E. coli, which is pathogenic, can produce cigatoxin, will lead to food poisoning. And the symptom of food poisoning is cramp and diarrhea. We can get this E. coli from undercooked meat, undercooked vegetable, undercooked milk. So, as a precaution not to get E. coli, not to consume this pathogenic E. coli 0157H7, we need to cook fully meat and avoid eating raw meat like from the sushi or something like that. And the vegetable must be completely washed and must be fully cooked. Same for the meat, must be like goes through pasteurization and not leave the meat unattended, and then the next day we drink it, it cannot be do like that. So I think I have done my part, so I will let my friend continue.
Assalamualaikum and hi. For the second main point, I will talk about E. coli that can be found in environment. From Sajidah presentation, we know that E. coli can be found in intestine of human. Here, I want to discuss about the E. coli also can be found in environment like soil and water, because due to the research that has conducted before, the scientists found that E. coli can be found in our surrounding or in our environment. First, I want to talk about E. coli in soil. E. coli in soil can live for weeks around the roots of produce plant. Root crops and leafy vegetables have the greatest risk of infection from manure application to soil. Purdue University study shows that when the E. coli is added to the soil through the manure application, the bacteria are active and they can survive in rhizosphere or the area around the roots of the plant. Besides, the dangerous E. coli also has been found in the flood ravaged community of Hyde River at Atlanta, according to the CBC News. At this point, I want to suggest to all people that we have to take safety precautions to reduce the potential contamination. Like we can't apply the manure to growing food crops, and also we have to wait until 120 days before we harvest the crop. Second, I want to talk about E. coli that can be found in water. So E. coli in water is a strong indication of recent sewage or animal waste contamination. During rainfalls or snow melts or other type of precipitation, E. coli may be washed away into rivers, streams or pools. And when a contaminated water supply has not been properly treated with chlorine, so those people who accidentally swallow the contaminated water when they are swimming in a lake or a pool, they can become infected. And another example, in 1999, people become sick after drinking a contaminated water from Washington County, New York, and also when they are swimming in the contaminated water in Clark County, Washington. And as a conclusion, I will say that E. coli can be found in human intestine and environment like soils and water. So these bacteria are large and diverse group, which they are harmless, but some of them can make people sick. So as a precaution, we have to always alert with the cleanliness, and we have to maintain the cleanliness, especially the hand washing practicing, and also use the treated and safe water, and do not drink raw milk. That's all from us. Thank you.